Hi, first graders. Welcome back from the weekend. I'm sure some of you watched the Iowa Hawkeye game. We will be talking about that later in our lesson. So we're going to continue talking about comparing greater than, less than, and equal to two-digit numbers. So let's go over our Iowa Core Standard. Compare two-digit numbers based on meanings of the tens and ones digits, recording the results of comparisons with the symbols greater than, equal to, and less than. So you guys can have out a worksheet, just a piece of paper would be fine, a whiteboard, a marker, pencil, anything that you can take notes or write down some of the sample problems we're doing that you can use later on the exit ticket. So we know how to add and subtract and how numbers increase on a number line. When I give examples of some of these, I will say, think back to our number line or look at a number line, and you would know that the bigger number is increased on the line. I also have used the example a lot where if I have a plate of cookies, I will say how many cookies on this plate versus how many cookies on this plate, and which plate would have more cookies. So we're going to start off by looking at this presentation. It uses great examples, and it also shows you how you can think about an alligator biting the bigger number. So we always want to eat the bigger number when we are looking. I'm going to make this full screen. When we are looking at the comparison. So greater than is going this way, and you're going to eat the bigger number that way. I think of less than as an L. So if the number on this side is less than, so like 7 is less than 9, I am eating 9, and I know to read out the problem as less than because my symbol will straighten as an L, which is another factor. There it is right there. Another factor to remember, and then we have equal to. Here is the example I just used. We're looking at the ones place, so it's a 7 versus a 9. If we look at our number lines and we have it all the way from 1 to 10, we know that 9 is closer to 10 because it is the bigger number as it increases down the number line. So here we would put the symbol less than because we are eating the 9. So we would read it as 7 is less than 9. For this one, we're comparing 6 and 3. And as some of you know, we know addition and subtraction. So you can think about, I know that 3 is half of 6, which means automatically that 3 is smaller than 6. But if your mind doesn't go to that, we can think of a number line or plates of cookies. If I have 3 cookies and Sarah has 6 cookies, Sarah has way more cookies than me, and I should be demanding more cookies. However, we want to eat the bigger number. So we would have a symbol going towards the 6, and that would read out 6 is greater than 3. For this one is double digit, or it's 2 digits. So we're going to look at the tens place first, and we're comparing a 1 and a 1. Same number, so we would move on to the next place value, which is the ones. It's also a 0 and a 0, which are also the same. So this one is an example of equal to. 10 is equal to 10. If you have 10 dogs and somebody has 10 chickens, you still have the same amount of animals. This one, however, could be trickier. So we're going to look at the tens digit, which is a 1 on both. And you think, oh, these are equal. They have the same 10 digits. But 15 and 16 are not equal. We need to look at the ones digit next. 5 is less than 6. So we have to eat the bigger number. So here we're going to have 15 is less than 16. Now that we did some of these problems, I have a short video and a worksheet that we can go through together. So let's go back to here and let's watch a clip of this video.
I want to make my hand wet, and then I'm going to slam it on this piece of paper. Hello, boys and girls. We're at the racetrack, ready to compare some numbers. Let's see which cars participate in the race today and which numbers we are going to compare. You already know about place value and can compare numbers using base 10 blocks. Now, I'll help you find numbers that are greater than or less than other numbers. On your mark, get set, go! Do you like that racing helmet? See the number? It's number 25. We can look at the digit in the tens place first to help compare numbers. How many tens does my number have? 25 has 2 tens. It also has 5 ones. Nice job. There's one of the race cars now. What number is it? Is 31 greater or less than 25? Both 25 and 31 have numbers in the tens place. See? We see that 3 is greater than 2. That means that 31 is greater than 25. We put up the greater than sign with the small pointed side facing the smaller number. So the sign would look like this.
In this video, the guy shows us another technique to know which way your symbol goes. So we have learned the eating the bigger number. However, he uses it that when you draw the point, when you draw your arrow, your point is facing towards the smaller number, which also would make sense to it eating the bigger number. We are going to work through this worksheet together, and then your exit ticket will be on your own, but whatever notes you take from the worksheet you can use. I just want you guys to be able to understand what we're learning and come to me if you have any questions at all. However, I closed out of what I needed. For this worksheet, the first one is already given to us as a great example. So for the first one, they are saying that 21 is less than 23, which is correct. So moving on to the second one of 90 and 70. With this 2-digit number, we're going to look at the tens place. So we have a 9 versus a 7. And automatically we know that 9 has increased more on our number line. So we know that 9 is more than 7, which shows that 90 is more than 70. So we would draw our symbol as greater than. So 70 would be eating 90, and we have, it would read out to be 90 is greater than 70. We will keep working on the wording. You want to right now just make sure you have your symbol going the right way and be able to explain how you know that that symbol is facing that number. A tricky one that may pop up later would be 56 and 65. Looking at these numbers, they look very similar, which is why we need to break it down. We're going to start off by looking at the 5 of 56 and the 6 of 65. So comparing just the tens digit would be 5 compared to 6. And because it's the 10 digit, it's actually 50 versus 60. And we know that 60 is bigger than 50 because of our number charts. You should have a number chart with you during these Zoom lessons, and you have a number chart on your desk. So we're going to be working on these more in class, and I'm glad you could all join me on the Zoom today. And do not forget to do your exit ticket. We're going to close today off by looking at the score from the Iowa game this weekend. We're going to be comparing 75 to 87. If we're looking at the tens place, 7 is less than 8, which means that 87 is more than 75, and we lost the Iowa game. Have a great night and I'll see you all tomorrow.